What is up there everyone, it's the guy from the Gamertag here, and today I wanted to talk about relevance in gaming because it has been something that has caused a lot of problems for people in the community, including myself. And the problem with relevance is that it kind of tricks people. The thing that's been most controversial at the moment in Advanced Warfare is that supply drops are now purchasable, which is something that I personally disagree with because it adds an element of pay to win to the game. And the only reason why Sledgehammer can even vaguely get away with it is because they're exploiting the fact that this game is currently relevant, so people are going to want to make content on it, and if it gives people the better odds of getting a good supply drop, it means they can make a better supply drop opening video because they're less disappointed, and it kind of escalates off of that, and it's all down to the fact that this game is relevant. Now for me, relevance has caused a big problem for me at times because I was someone who was like, no, I'm not going to go back to the older CODs because they aren't relevant, I don't want to play them because they aren't the new game, I want to see the new game. But actually when I went back to Modern Warfare 2, I found I had so much fun and it was much more enjoyable than on the newer and more relevant Call of Duties. So I found that actually by playing an older game which isn't necessarily relevant was actually more fun. And actually going back to these games, I could have so much more enjoyment, and it means that actually instead of constantly playing the new games, I sort of have something new, because even though Call of Duty follows the same basic formula every year, each game is different. It has almost like a personality to it. You associate certain things with that game, depending on how much you enjoyed it or didn't enjoy it. You'll remember certain things. For instance, I did not enjoy Black Ops 2 because of the inconsistency of the hit detection and connections. However, the one thing I associate that game with is excitement, because I was always before I lost interest in the game, I was excited. I wanted to get a swarm. I wanted to get the high kill streaks because it was really cool when you could see people getting ridiculously good gameplays. I wanted to get a nuclear. You always wanted to get better and do better and have a good game, because it just seems so rewarding when you could get the high streaks. When I think about Modern Warfare 3, I just think of absolute laughs, because that game, as broken as it was quite funny to play, especially as I've said before in Demolition, it was just a fun game mode. And in terms of Ghosts, I think I associate that game with improvement. Not necessarily in Call of Duty terms, but in terms of myself as a player, because I found that I improved the most during playing Ghosts, and that's the thing with games, you sort of associate things with the game. And then going back to racing games, when I look at Race Driver Grid, I think about all the friends I had on that game, just people that I'd added over PlayStation Network because I enjoyed playing that game with them, and how much fun I had doing Demolition Derby. And the thing with relevant games is that people just think they have to post that particular game because people want to watch it, and that really hasn't been the case with Ghosts. Most people were convincing YouTubers to stop posting it because they didn't want to see it. They wanted to see older games because they associate things with those older games. And then bringing this back to relevance, it kind of shows you that there's a huge irony about this, because actually the relevance of the game is the most irrelevant thing in gaming. Because if you're not having fun on a game, what's the point in playing it? I've had to tell myself this a lot. If I'm on Advanced Warfare and I'm not enjoying myself, I have to tell myself, no, get off the game, play something else or do something else, because there's no point in trying to enjoy it because you're not enjoying it. And that's the whole thing. The developers are currently exploiting the fact that this game is relevant, and people think that that means they need to bring content, and that is the whole problem with it. That is why they are borderline getting away with making supply drops purchasable. For me, they've kind of lost a lot of credit as developers now, because they actually said before the release of the game they weren't going to do it, and yet this adds to many of the lies they have always given us. But anyway guys, I do hope you've enjoyed this video. I wanted to get the point across because it's something that I've had to learn, is that the relevance of the game is ironically irrelevant. But anyway guys, this has been the guy from the Gamertag, and I will see you on another video.